Now, what you see on my screen right now is an article about the share of Americans not having sex has reached a high. It's pretty much young people, but they didn't analyze all of the people who a lot older than 18 to 20. So I'm gonna tell you this right here. I'm gonna show you it, what the study is, and what it says right here. So when people try to debunk this, I'm gonna break it down to you on why this is and why this came out. Okay, I'm gonna drop a link in the description so you can so you can read the article yourself, so I can break it down. So let me check. Okay, so see, there's a reason why this shit is happening right now. It happened from 2008, but 2008 to now, but it increased a lot recently when a lot of guys woke up. And it's pretty much the reason. The pretty much is kind of nearly the peak of what these women really wanted. They wanted the Chad, and they didn't want the other guys. And I'm gonna break it down after what I'd said in the beginning right now. Pretty much, Ron Wills pretty much, he called it. And I agree with him on some aspects about that. He said the feminist movement, these women created the feminist movement. They didn't want to be told who they want to date and who they want to sleep with. They wanted freedom from that. They isolated and made a law, so they pushed feminism so they can be able to sleep with the men they want to sleep with and use the men they want to use. And they wanted to cancel out every single ugly person they think is unattractive and use the laws against these guys. So that means that, any ugly man that they think deem ugly, they can use the law against them and lock them up. This is why you have the whole Me Too movement going on. The street harassment is pretty much a deterrent for guys that they don't find attractive. The feminist movement created this sexual freedom liberation to do what they want, but don't feel the consequences. So they're ultimately just consistently doing stupid crap and not being called out and able to the freedom to do whatever they want. And then they can get with the plan B, the man that they were supposed to be with, but now they can put him on a shelf, and then that man to do more than the guys that they slept with. So they pretty much the women back in the day, they monopolized dating and sex. But the result of this is that generation after generation after generation after generation after, a lot of men didn't make the cut. So other men spoke out against this and started telling the younger men to not believe the hype in dating and marriage. So what happens when the older guys tell the younger men how it really is? You get a lower birth rate. You get a lower sex rate, and you get men not caring about society like they used to, because now the dream of having a beautiful wife, a picket fence, and some kids is destroyed, because now these women showed their hand. They showed that they didn't want the ugly men. They showed that everything, if you're doing good and you're doing this and moral, they don't like the good guys. They don't like the guys who are together. They don't like the men who are about something. And that was told straight to the guys, straight to the kids. So they seeing how women ignore them in high school and middle school, and they're realizing the guys that didn't make it with women were right. And the guys who is telling these men how to telling these men how it will be in the dating world, they tell these younger men, and then the younger men tell other younger men, and it goes around in circles. And now look, and we have this. The share of Americans not having sex has reached an all-time high. Young people, dry spell. See, it might not say it, but it's actually geared towards men. Because we know, no matter if a woman is ugly, fat, disformed, she will always have somebody that is willing to sleep with her. This is why you got a lot of ugly chicks having kids. This is why you got a lot of women in wheelchairs got kids. This is why you got a lot of different certain things that out here, they got kids. You ask yourself, who slept with her? But somebody did. So I'm analyzing this to just young men, right? So these women are making these choices, and they're not thinking about the consequences. But now there's more unattractive men than it is attractive men. So men don't have an incentive to date women in America, because they know how they view them if they don't make the cut in certain categories. If a guy has a small penis, he knows he's not going to be taken seriously by a female. If he's not 6 foot, he knows he's not going to be taken seriously by a female. If he don't have swag, he knows he's not taken seriously. So those guys have a choice to either date out or get out of America altogether and travel the world and date country to country. This studies didn't show that, but the study is the reason why I'm going to break it down on how they did this study, right? You have to understand that when technology first came out, it was expensive, but the free market was able to, create more things, create cheaper products, create different avenues and different companies for them to build certain machines and to be able to compete with each other in order to put product out into everybody's hands. So now everybody has a smartphone. Everybody has a computer. Through the advancement of computers, they build probably a supercomputer. They probably build something that stores a lot of information. So they know exactly who is having sex through the information that's feeding a machine. They know who is not having sex based off the videos and based off their communications. They listen to conversations. They know how much activity a person has on their phone, on their line, inside their inbox, and they know who is having sex, who's not having sex. So when people try to throw out this whole, yeah, man, analytical, they don't recall for everybody. But everybody has technology. I don't care if you stay in the house or not, you still have a phone. So they know who the virgins and who's not the virgins. They just don't tell you that to the public. So they were able to come out with these statistics based off just a supercomputers. So, and also they get a social media interactions too. Pretty much they were able to know how many people are getting sex and how many people are not. So women created this whole monopoly and this whole just racket on sex and dating. And with that racket and with them getting so much power and so much stuff, now a lot of people don't find no value into dating these women anymore. They don't find no value into pursuing sex because they know that they are not the first ones to able to get it if they don't meet a certain criteria. So some even sit out. You have the people who are lone, true forced loneliness, or who some people who have some of the looks or whatever, but they don't want to do all this crazy crap just to get somebody who has been ran through and is going to make you do hurdles. So you got the increase of incels, you got the increase of MGTOW, you got the increase of the black side, the InMore, and all these other different organizations and stuff created for men now. Men are now waking up and being showed that, wait a minute, this shit is rigged. I can't get that. I was sold the illusion of hard work and a reward. See, beautiful women was the status of American culture. This is why we have Hollywood. This is why we have TV shows and acting and all that. It gives certain people the ability to have hope into one day getting that beautiful woman that they see on TV. But women cut that off. But it's a one-way street now. Women get to have that beautiful guy. Women get to share that handsome guy that they see on TV with other women. As long as they can share that man that they see on TV, or someone who similar look like that, or someone with the same features, it's okay for them. They will not think about the consequences, which is high STD rates, high birth rates, fatality rates too, and all types of other stuff that comes with just messing with a certain type of men. Because now you see that a lot of companies are going under because a lot of men that they need to participate in society are not participating. There's not a lot of guys out here who see an incentive into doing a whole bunch of stuff in society, because they know what they are. They know what they're going to become to some female. They become somebody's female's wallet. and some protector. You're going to be a bodyguard for a woman who never liked you in the first place and then using you. They showed their hand, and now it's going to fall. It's going to backfire, and it's backfiring already. A lot of people, like, if one of the handsome guys turn their back on women, it shows that even the handsome guys, even the guys who get women, are looking at women in a side eye. This is why the handsome men are not keeping these women and marrying them, because even they see their nature and they treat them like trash, because they know these women are showing their hand. But the men who get women are capitalizing on all this sex they're getting, but they're not taking up the responsibilities at all in society. I'm gonna put this title up here, is that society need the beta as my title, because society needs certain men to shop to impress women. They need guys to go out and buy expensive cars to impress a woman. They need men to go to expensive restaurants and go out here from this restaurants, because most guys have a habit, or a trying to find the right word. Most guys have a ritual where they eat at the same place. They eat some food. They know what they're gonna eat. When you introduce a woman in a man's life, he does abnormal things, like going to different restaurants because of a woman's request. He goes to the movies and looks at bad movies. He goes to he buy flowers. He goes to weddings. He goes to events, concerts, and go with this woman. That's more money for entertainment. That's more money for movie theaters. That's more money for the fashion industry. That's more money for the cars. I mean the automobile factories, car companies. They need the beta, as they say, to consume and spend money for the woman to impress her. They need these guys to have this illusion that they are able to get the women. And back in the day, before women showed their hand, a lot of companies were built off of the illusion of getting the beautiful wife, getting the beautiful car. And it worked, because guess what? These guys did get the beautiful woman and beautiful wife and beautiful car and do all that, because guess what? They had a structure until women messed it up. They had a structure of doing that. And the women didn't have as much freedom, because they knew that if they got caught with the milkman, or they got caught with whoever down the street, that the guy can kick them out, and a woman can be homeless with her kids. Now, women were able to pretty much put in place where they can always win, because every woman, it was a strategic plan that I commend them on, giving women power. Because when you give women power and you give women all the freedom, every woman in America can be $1 million investment. If I'm saying that right. America has invested $1 million behind every woman in America for them to do their bidding. This is why women are able to go on use child support, because women, someone get a cut from that child support when Women use the Me Too movement on powerful men and sue powerful men. Someone get a cut from that. When women cause men to kill themselves, someone get a cut from that. When women sell the illusion of love, someone get a cut from that. So giving a woman all this power is profitable because it's profitable for it's profitable for the business and the government to give women so much power and the ability to do what they want, because guess what? They can control the women to give them more money in their investment of women. So now a lot of men, coming back to this article, the older men told the younger men to look out for the things that women use and do to men. And now a lot of people are aware at the manipulation of women, the manipulation of the government that backs them, family courts, Me Too movement. I said it in the video before about the Me Too movement. It was created to take certain people down and put certain people in. The movie industry, they want to have certain people in the movie industry where they will appeal to a certain demographic so they can control the narrative, so they can get rich off of. They want their cut. And the people behind them that backs them will get a cut from them getting the cut. It's crazy. But this is the numbers, and you're gonna see more and more. You're gonna see a decrease in more and more men who are not gonna deal with women, especially in the United States. And then you're going to see some who can't go nowhere, but they're going to stop dealing with them. You're going to see a rise in incels, and you're going to see a rise in MGTOWs, and you're going to see a rise in more. You're going to see a rise in a lot of men. And the only men going to be out here having sex is the men that all these women choosing. But the difference between that is that the men who going to have sex with all these women and able to have all these babies, eventually the government is going to turn on them. It's going to turn on them, and it's going to turn on the women who sleep with them and tell them, you have to, they're going to create some kind of media where they're going to start shaming the men who are getting the women, and they're going to have to take responsibility for certain things. They're going to have to pick up the tab, because now the beta is not picking up the tab anymore. The beta is not the support system of America. The beta is not the hard worker that believes in the illusion of the world no more. So now you're going to start seeing the decrease in sex, because that's what? It's not going to be worth it if they have to go behind the good looking guy. Men are competitive, and most men are not stupid to believe that if they go to another city, they'll get the women they want. Or if they go to the gym, they're gonna magically get a woman, because if they put on this muscle. No. The PUAs are part of that system too. You know, if people tell you to go out and dress, they're contributing to you putting money into fashion, anybody who create fashion pockets. They tell you to go to a gym, right? They tell you to go to a gym. That's pretty much telling you to put money in the fitness industry. And the fitness industry has, if you do your research, the fitness industry has tons and tons of scammers out here. So really, they and when they tell you to go improve yourself, they don't even give you context to the type of body that you want. They don't ask you that. They just tell you to go to the gym, which is it means that you're just gonna waste a lot of money experimenting with different types of stuff until you get it right, and you already wasted all that money. This right here, this article right here, just shows that the incentive that them monopolizing the sex and dating has hurt them in the end, because there's nobody going to be there. It's going to be a lopsided thing out here. This is why they need to effeminize men, so they can create, more men for them to control. This is why they have this is why they need the PUAs and the people online to tell people to change their life around, or give them advice so they can do stuff for women, or because they need society, the higher ups, or whatever you want to call them. They need these guys to tell you and shame you into not getting women, so they can make more money off of you. Men are not an investment like women are. Men are producers. Men are creators. But men are also smart and logical. Men don't waste money on makeup. They don't waste money on handbags and fashion. Men can walk away from parts of society like they're doing right now. So one woman can most of her life spend about $600,000 or $700,000. One woman alone, even a poor woman alone, because one woman can get multiple men to generate that type of money on her, where this woman is a beacon of men spending money for her and giving other companies and other places money because of her. So this is why the Me Too movement is so rampant. They need men to fear the wrath of women. They need certain men to fall in line and do what women say. They want women to have more power because they know that women are one-track minded. And they know that if a woman has some power, she will take out the ones that she doesn't like and keep certain ones out of range. In the black community, the Pookies and the Ray Rays are running around rampant. If a woman has this guy's kid, people know that this guy's not going to be a father, but this woman can always be a victim. You know why? Because one day this kid can grow up to be a part of the prison system. This kid can grow up to be a rapper or an athlete, a farming system, no less. So, and this is incentive to make other guys richer. And they know these guys are not going to do nothing. These guys are responsible and moralist guys. But also, it creates a filter for people. For people who gave women power. See, these guys who get all the women, they can get women to cheat and cause male suicides. So, that money that the person accumulated all their life can go straight back to the government, or can be seized, or can go to the woman. See? Guys who get locked up for 15 years based off lies can be sued for millions of dollars. And a woman would just grab the money and spend that money in about 2-3 years on stupid products. But guess what? She just gave money to a lot of hungry, greedy people in certain corporation companies. So this is what this means, because this is getting too long, and I might make it a part 2, but I might not. I don't know. But this is why you see this right now. That a lot of young people we're not out here doing that, because they were told what they are. They was told what they are looked at. They are told what they are looked at by women. And then when they don't make the criteria, a lot of men are left out. And a lot of men would rather say, I'm not going to be a part of this shit. I'll do my own thing. And that mess up a lot of people's pockets. But a lot of women are destroying a lot of women are really, really, really destroying a lot of businesses out here. Toys R Us went down. A lot of restaurants are closing down. A lot of bridal shops are closing down. A lot of rain rental stores are closing down. A lot of babysitting places are closing down. A lot of places that sell luxury cars, it only has a few clienteles now. The fashion industry, it's lucrative because of the women and the effeminate men and the men who get the women. The fitness industry is not really doing all that well like that, because you got a lot of scammers, personal trainers. People have internet now, so it doesn't work all that. It's crazy. But with this number right here, especially in America, it's going to be some devastating effects. A lot of devastating effects.